The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
All right, Buckeye basketball fans, here we go. It is championship week. You have a situation tonight in Indianapolis, Big Ten tournament, first round action, Buckeyes, Iowa Hawkeyes, second meeting this season. The way that I have this figured out, you win, I believe you're going to sneak into the tournament. That's not a guarantee. You lose, I believe you're done. A lot of the projections right now, Joe Lunardi's that we've been looking at throughout the course of the day, the last team in the field, and that's in the first four in Dayton. So Iowa's not exactly the craziest team as far as win strength if the Buckeyes get the job done, but that's what you have. That's what you have here tonight. That's what they've earned here tonight. And Jake Diebler has been talking a lot about this lately, about how he feels that they are an NCAA tournament team. And this was Deebs before they made the trip out to the tournament, and some more of those thoughts.
I think our resume is good. It's certainly, we've had some opportunities where we could have enhanced it even more, but our strength of schedule, the quality of wins, the quad one wins we have, like all of that stuff stacks up in a really, really good way. So it's life on the bubble, right? Every game's important. We know that. But, there's also a Big Ten tournament championship that somebody's going to win, and we want to give our best shot at that too. We got to control what we can control, and it starts with Wednesday.
Part of me agrees with Jake Diebler. The strength of schedule does speak for itself, but at the same time, if you want to be off this bubble line, if you want to be included with your other conference brethren in being an NCAA tournament team, then subtract a couple, 2 or 3 more of those losses on the season that you could have won and replace them with victories. Then we would not be in this situation here tonight where you've got to put everything in to the Iowa game just to go dancing. It makes for some dramatic stuff, but I got to tell you, covering Buckeye basketball heavily throughout my time here, when we moved on from Thad Matta and we settled into the Chris Holtmann era, and Chris got this team to the tournament more often than not, and he won 3 tournament games, and his doing was the team that achieved the 2 seed and then ran into, who is it, Max Asmus for Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts had him and another good player that transferred to Texas Tech that just went off and scored about 70 points in that game, and you lost a dramatic overtime one. That was a team that was probably going to, let the floodgates open and make a run, and it didn't happen. But, it's been a lot of chaotic finishes, either stretches in the regular season or just when you watch a big game and the Buckeyes have that late lead like we just saw against Indiana, trying to get that thing across the finish line, it's like your hair's on fire. It's like you're just wondering when the other shoe is going to drop. You're hoping that your team can make the smart plays and get some better looks on offense and take care of the basketball to at least get the chance to get some better looks offensively. And the final 4 minutes, I don't imagine there was a lot of good film review when going over that. A lot of teaching moments. Hopefully they are going about it the right way, but it wasn't pretty. Ohio State down the stretch run against Indiana. So hopefully with that being the last thing that they did, that lights a fire under these guys. And they know. And a guy like Micah Parrish, who has played a lot of tournament basketball with San Diego State, you come to Ohio State, you want to continue to do that, you've got a chance here tonight to possibly get a foot in the door. And right now, you've got Northwestern. They're going to look to go to 17-15 on the season, under 8 minutes. It's not over yet, but they're controlling the game. They're up 57-43 on Minnesota right now. Always such a great time where we get to talk to our guys while live basketball is going on right on the court in front of them. Let's keep breaking down the Buckeyes with our guy, Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
All right, Ron, here we are. Tournament time. 15-year anniversary of the Big Ten tournament where Evan Turner hit the shot. Paul Keels, I believe, dubbed it, he hits a shot everyone dreams about. So
absolutely,
maybe some good luck in the air for the Buckeyes as they take on Iowa here this evening. What do you think is going to happen out there?
Well, first of all, you're so true about Paul's comments on the game. I mean, clearly, as a kid, you're practicing in your backyard, hitting, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to shoot that game winner. So he was absolutely on point. I'll go to your seniors. Bruce Thornton has played very well in this Big Ten tournament. In 6 games, his numbers are really, really solid. So I think it's also a bounce-back game for him. 9 points in the last ball game against Indiana. Clearly, if he was just on par with what he does normally, they probably had a good chance of winning that basketball game. So I'm looking for Bruce and Micah Parrish. You commented about the experience of Micah Parrish. I look for those two guys to really carry this younger team into this tournament.
Jake was talking a little bit before the team left and headed out there about the bench production. This late in the game, Ron, with what Quez and what Aaron Bradshaw have been to the team, how much can change between now and the end of their run?
Now, you get hot. I mean, think about Roddy Gale, his freshman year. He didn't play a lot, that much during his freshman year. He wasn't a starter. And then later on the year, he came in here as a starter and just was lights out. And I think any one of those guys, you look at Quez Glover, really happy for him to make 3 field goals in that ball game against Indiana, and just hope that he continues to embrace that role. It's so vitally important. Indiana outscored Ohio State 19-9 in that off the bench in terms of scoring. So clearly, it's an important facet of the game, Tim. And I really think that Quez Glover has got to give a little bit more offensively in this ball game.
As far as what those final 4 minutes looked like against Indiana, where do you think the Buckeyes went wrong, and why do they find themselves in those spots where they can't seem to be tight with the basketball and their shot selection goes down?
Well, it didn't help that they missed free throws. Those are just like a turnover. And you go to the line, you got a couple of free throws, you don't make any. I think that had something to do with it. But I really think you got to give Indiana credit as well, Tim. They're playing better basketball right now. They're a better team than what we saw in Columbus, despite losing to them twice, one in Columbus. But I think they had a lot to do with what happened to Ohio State defensively. But at the same time, you hear coaches say it all the time. Players make plays. You got to put the ball in the hands of the guys you think are going to make the plays. And I think when you say that, then that goes right to Bruce Thornton, Micah Parrish. Those guys, more times than not, will have the ball in their hands in late-game situations. You're at that juncture of the season, as you know, March Madness. You got to make plays to advance. All these games are going to be relatively close. Which guys are going to be able to make the plays?
Yeah, there's been a lot of chaotic finishes for the Buckeyes this year. They've been on the right side. They've been on the wrong side of a lot of those, too. I feel like this is an interesting tournament coming for John Mobley Jr., don't you?
Well, I mean, it's a format for if a guy gets used to these rims. I mean, it's different court setting. I mean, you got to come in here and get a feel for it. Sometimes you say the team that has the first game has the advantage if they can win and get to the second game, where the team that got the bye. But yeah, John Mobley's the kind of guy, Tim, that can always get hot.
No doubt.
And he has that range and that ability. So I just hope it's here in Indianapolis.
That's what I'm saying. He's a tournament setting, win, play the next night kind of guy, right?
Yep.
He has
that skill set.
You got a fan right next to you there, don't you,
yeah.
guys?
We got some guys behind us feeling pretty good.
Here we go. 15 years ago to the day, this was Paul's call. You guys on the call for the Buckeyes in Michigan.
David Leidy will be the inbounder from the back baseline. Inbounds Turner, left side of the backcourt. Turner crossed the timeline, throws it from high on the right. He hit it, Evan Turner! He hit it just inside of half court! Evan Turner at the buzzer knocks down a long three from high on the right. You gotta be kidding, as Evan Turner hits a shot that everybody dreams of.
Your energy went through the roof too, Ron. That was great. Classic.
Well, guess who we were playing against? I mean, clearly.
I know.
That made it even more enjoyable. Trust me.
All right, let's go get a dub. Let's see you guys. I hope you packed for the weekend. Let's play tomorrow night, shall we?
All right, let's go Bucks.
All right, Ron, thank you so much. Ron Stokes breaking down some Buckeye basketball with us. He and Paul Keels and Skip Mossick will be standing by to give you guys some pregame coverage. You maybe have to tap dance a little bit because there's another game still going on. But around 6 o'clock, Buckeyes in Iowa, Big Ten tournament. I'll be here for postgame.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Save more green this St. Patrick's Day at Meijer. Enjoy Meijer corned beef, just $3.99 a pound. Red potatoes are $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola or Pepsi product. 12 packs are now on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free. Plus deposit where applicable. And Loft House decorated sugar cookies are only $3.99. We're working hard to bring more goodness to your St. Patrick's Day celebration at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Are you turning 65? Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Great news! The Ohio State Health Systems and Mount Carmel Health Systems are in our provider network. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call. Call today, 1-888-76-AETNA. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area. Participating healthcare providers are independent contractors and are neither agents nor employees of Aetna. The availability of any particular provider cannot be guaranteed, and provider network composition is subject to change. Other physicians, providers are available in our network.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a